Doctor may have gotten old right there, but there are so many new things to talk about today. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. We have arrived at Series 18. It's Tom Baker's final season on the show. It's also the last run of Romana and K9. It's the first series produced entirely in the 1980s. We have a new producer, John Nathan Turner, although Barry Letts has returned as executive producer just for this season. And on top of all of that, we have new opening and closing credits. We're done with the time tunnel effect created by Bernard Lodge that had been there since the Third Doctor era. We have a brand new logo, the infamous neon tube logo. We have a new arrangement of the theme tune. The theme itself has been largely unchanged since 1963, and now with the 18th season, we have a brand new arrangement that's in a new key. It's entirely synthesized. It's completely reimagined, and it's the theme that's most strongly associated actually with the Fifth Doctor. But Tom Baker gets it for this one season, and it is a really nice change. I will certainly grant you that the previous title credits are the best in the show's history, no question. But entering the 1980s, it's nice to have a completely fresh take, new imagining of the show. Heck, even the Doctor's costume has changed. He's still in the archetypal long coat and hat and scarf, but now they're all maroon colored, which gives him a completely different feel. Behind the scenes, at this point, the relationship between Tom Baker and Lalla Ward is at its lowest point. The two could barely even speak while on set. And that animosity between them spread throughout the entire production. This was a problematic shoot behind the scenes. Its ratings were terrible. It started out poor and got progressively worse over the 4 episodes of this story, to the point where, by the end of the Leisure Hive, Doctor Who dropped out of the top 100 programs for the first time since 1964. Now, part of the cause of that ratings drop is, of all things, Buck Rogers in the 25th century. BBC's direct competitor ITV had historically not tried to compete with Doctor Who. They didn't air counter-programming during that block. But during Leisure Hive, ITV premiered the American program Buck Rogers, and it ran directly against Doctor Who. Now, I do have fond memories of Buck Rogers, but the last time I tried to go back and watch it, which was 10 or 15 years ago, it was staggering how terrible it really was. And I actually greatly prefer the second season, where they completely reimagined the show, put it on a spaceship, added Hawk, all of that stuff. But even with that, it was not a great show, especially when you think that this is the year that The Empire Strikes Back came out in the theaters. Science fiction was booming, and Doctor Who was struggling to keep up with the times. John Nathan Turner, whatever his failings, was trying to drag this show kicking and screaming into the 1980s, and ultimately, I think he was very successful. But also, ultimately, this season marks truly the beginning of the end of the show. It's just going to take 7 years to get there. And I guess I'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. I'll see you then.